Nobody's helping me.
Okay, I'm not gonna help you.
Nobody's helping me. All these men for what?
What do you want us to do?
Can we talk about how good guys who do nothing are 100% the problem? I'm at a hotel bar tonight, and all I want to do is eat dinner. I had a long day. I had to drive here. It was 3 hours. Stuck in traffic for like 1 hour of that. All I want to do is have some sushi, sit at the bar, have a fat glass of wine, and read my book. Now, I read my book on my phone, so a lot of times people think that means that I'm like available to talk to. So I tried to make it very clear to these two men who came and stood next to me at the seat. I was at the end of the bar, like the very end of the bar where the well is, just to avoid having to talk to people. They came up and stood inside the well. So I really thought like the bartender would be like, you can't stand here. But instead, they ordered double shots of tequila, both of them, and were doing ripping shots. So they like said hi, and I was kind of like, hi, and then went back to reading. And then my food came, and they were like, wow, what's all that? And I said, my dinner. It was a lot of food, though. I live in Chicago, and I'm used to appetizers being like 2 tiny small things for a lot of money. So when I ordered 3 appetizers, I really thought I was going to get like no food. And it was like 8 pieces of sushi, and it was just a lot of food. But then they, like, when I wouldn't like talk to them, I felt like they were started being, like, I could hear them talking about me and how much food I ordered. And I'm a bigger girl, so it's a little bit of a trigger for me. So then he proceeds to the man next to me, who's getting closer and closer to me, by the way. Like, I've indicated that I don't want to talk to you, but he keeps getting closer. Now, like, his arm is touching my arm while I'm trying to eat. And then he spills his beer, and his beer is, like, almost goes into my food. And this is where it would be nice if, like, the bartender would say something, like, kind of like, hey, you guys are, like, bothering her, or, like, maybe move to an area that's not the well. But, like, no one's saying anything. So he's like, can I ask you a question? The guy who's like basically touching me now. And I was like, hey, like, I'm just trying to eat my dinner. Like, I had a long day. And he was like, oh my God, here we go. He's like, this is exactly what we wanted to talk to you about. And then starts like maniacally laughing. And I was like, okay, I just want to eat. So like, I'm just going to move. If you want to sit at these chairs, because you guys don't have chairs, like, you can sit in these chairs and I'll move. He's like, no, we'll move, but then makes no effort to move. His friend's not saying shit. Now his friend is like closed-mouthed before chit-chatting about me over here, but now not saying anything. Meanwhile, there's 2 men kitty corner to me, probably my age, like in their 30s or 40s, and then 2 men sitting on the row next to me, probably in their 60s. Again, no one's saying anything. Bartender has not said a word. A whole beer has been like spilled on me. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna move. And he's like, oh my God, you're gonna move? And I was like, I'm just trying to eat my dinner. And he's like, she's just trying to eat her dinner. Like, mocking me, harassing me, like, also kind of like, I mean, they were kind of food shaming me, like, to themselves, but still, the whole thing was so weird. I'm like starting to like shake because I'm like, this isn't so awkward and horrible. And then I start moving all my stuff because I'm like, you just spilled a beer on me. I was like, I'm not trying to be difficult. And he's like, you're trying to be difficult. You're so difficult. You're so difficult. I'm like, okay, enough. Like, I'm not difficult. I haven't been difficult this entire time. I just didn't want to speak to you. If that's being difficult, which it isn't, it just is a preference. I'm the only woman here. You decided to bother what? The one woman sitting here? You're going to bother anybody else? No, because I'm a single woman sitting by herself, and I'm supposed to talk to you. I'm supposed to want your attention, but I don't, so you're pissed off. But I have a lot of plates, as I mentioned, so I have to do 3 trips. I have to move, because I had a lot of soy sauce and, like, drinks. I had 2 bevies. I had my water and my fat glass of wine, as I just mentioned, and all my silverware. No one helps me. No, not even the bartender or like the server. There was like another server. Like, everyone's just staring at me, and they're all men. I just want to be clear. Everyone in this scenario, everyone who's in this bar is a man. There was no women, like, there wasn't one woman or women anywhere to be seen. I'm the only one, and no one's defending me. No one's helping me. Like, what the fuck? So finally I get all my stuff moved, and now I'm sitting next to these 2 like older gentlemen at the end of the bar, and they were like, are you okay? And I was like, really? Didn't you just witness this whole thing? And they were like, started to like move my plates a little. And that's when the 2 men started to leave me alone. When the 2 older gentlemen like kind of threw me a bone to be like, she's with us, you know? I'm just like so over it. Like I just hate this whole thing of like, I'm supposed to entertain you so that I'm like safer or whatever. If I had just like casually entertained him, then I wouldn't have felt unsafe. I guess I still would have felt unsafe, but he would have known that I felt unsafe, which would have made him feel better. But now, like, he has to feel, like, guilty, so he's pissed and mad. And everyone's like, oh, she should have just placated him and, like, done whatever he wanted. Because, like, then, like, everyone would have been more comfortable. I can't do it anymore. Like, I'm not comfortable. Why can't I be the comfortable one? And why aren't any of the nice guys helping? Help us.
So, number one, men are not your hound dogs, so they don't jump or hunt when you tell them to hunt. Number two, you said men didn't help you, but they actually did. Number three, it really honestly and truly sounds like the man is drunk. Number four, you went and sat at a bar instead of sitting at a booth. If you'd have sat at a booth, maybe I could have helped you out, but you were sitting in a social place where people go to socialize. I don't know if you guys understand how body language and socializing actually works.
Nah, she just don't need my help. Why I gotta be me for? Back up. I'm in the set. Back up.
Bro, if you're not scared to help her, just go help her.
I'm busy. You don't see me doing a set? How about you go help
Why,
her?
just because she has a tripod, you're not going to help her?
No, I'm doing a set. You're not doing a set, so go help her.
But she literally asked for someone stronger. And you're
Stronger
Can you do
than
more weights?
who?
Me, because I
Wait,
couldn't
why
help her.
you?
I tried to help her and I
So
couldn't.
there's a lot of niggas stronger than you.
No,
No
but-
offense, but
No,
yeah.
not much. You're
That
a big
is
guy,
true.
bro. You're a big guy.
That is true.
Masculinity is not common these days. A handful of men pass me without offering to help. There's a ton of things I can do on my own, but I shouldn't have to, and I don't want to forever. But this is why I work out and continue to challenge myself, so I can be my own strength. Here's an idea. Now, it may be a little silly. I'm just a nobody. I don't know anything. But here's an idea. How about you ask for help? I don't know. That just seems like something that we've been taught since before we were in first grade. Closed mouths don't get fed. Squeaky wheel gets the oil. You know what I mean. And sure, none of those men are obligated to help you. But I know that I'm damn sure more inclined to assist you if I can, one, visually see you struggling, or two, you ask me politely. But with this narcissistic attitude, I'm glad nobody helped you. In fact, you look like the false allegation type anyway. Men, make sure you stay very far away. But it obviously looks like you weren't struggling too much. All you wanted was somebody to make your job incredibly easier than it already was. But nope, since men are the problem, you go ahead and let them keep being the problem and do it yourself. You slay, queen.
If a man is coming to you and he's telling you that he needs help in any way, financially, just need help, period. Like, you gonna save the day, he don't like you. If he really likes you, he would be too embarrassed. I said this a long time ago. He would be too embarrassed to come to you. He will go to his mother before he comes to you. Men egos are extremely high. For a woman that he really wants, he wouldn't dare tell her that he's struggling in some way at all. He will make her believe he got it. He will find a way before he go to you. I'm telling you. So if a man is coming to you saying, hey, can you help me with this? And what? Do I look like a big ass man with some big ass muscles and a six pack? Why the hell would you come to me? What can I do for you? I'm a woman. Can you help me? How about you help me? What can I do for you? That's what you need to be saying to these men. Block them. What the hell do you think I could be doing for you? It's disrespectful if you think about it. You coming to me? No. Bye. Have a good night.
I wonder why y'all say things like this, like a man isn't supposed to expect anything or ask for anything. But then on the flip side, a man is expected to off rip, give a woman money, pay for her nails, do all of these things to prove himself to her within like 2 seconds of meeting her.
Women are absolutely tired of these grown-ass men acting like children in the home. Suddenly they get in the home and they're looking for their mommy and they can't take care of themselves. I know this woman. She's a principal of a high school. She's sitting here telling me this story about how she comes home every single day from school. Her husband works from home. She comes home from school. He hasn't even unloaded the dishwasher. This man is home all day, and leaves the dishwasher for her to unload. She's been on her feet all day. He's at home. She's like, why can't you unload the dishwasher? I'm like, just wait him out. Just wait him out. She's like, oh my God, girl. He will outweigh me. He will outweigh me. I'm like, are you freaking serious right now? She's like, yes. And she's like, if I work from home, you know how it would be. I'd be doing the clothes. I'd be doing the cooking. I'd be doing the dusting. I'd be doing this and this. And he can't even load the dishwasher. Then she tells me he has the audacity to be taking a nap when she comes home. He's always napping. And she asks him, please, hon, look, show some moral support. I'm home. I'm been on my feet all day. You know, I'm working all day long. I'm up early. Can you please just not be napping when I get home? Can you please just not be napping? And then she wanted to tell me that it gets better. She says, don't worry. The kids, once they get out of the house, it'll get better. No, baby. No. No.
You guys got to start leaving people alone. The man has a job. He works from the house. You didn't even say if the man was doing any other work around the house, cooking and cleaning. Did he load the dishwasher so she comes home and has to unload it? We don't know these things. We just know her side of the story. The man has every right to take a nap if he finished his work. Y'all are not. This is what makes y'all insufferable to men and why men don't want to get married.
I'm going to talk shit about my husband. And if you're not into people getting on the internet and airing their dirty laundry and talking shit about their spouses, keep scrolling. This is not for you. But I don't have any real life friends, so the internet gets my drama. Tell me if this would piss you off. My husband says he's going to go golfing. Okay. This was yesterday. I already wasn't crazy happy about it, considering it's a couple days before Christmas. He knew that I had a ton that I needed to do. I had voiced my concerns to him about this. Hey, this is taking up really valuable time on a week that we don't have any extra time. And then I'm like, you know what? Stop. He doesn't get to go out with his friends often. He doesn't get to do fun things very often. You can make time for your later. Let him go. So he goes. He leaves the house around 8 a.m. yesterday. I get like 1 or 2 texts from him throughout the day. 6 o'clock in the evening rolls around. At this point, I'm thinking he's got to be on his way home, right? Like he's coming home, right? Our kids go down at 7:30. The wife of his best friend texts, hey, the boys are sleeping off their golfing day. AKA, they got so chased that it's 6 in the evening and they're passed out at his buddy's house. So I'm like, that's so fantastic. You left to go golfing all day, which is already annoying to leave me with the kids. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I get very few breaks. Now I'm like working on my day off, you know what I mean? And I'm doing bath and bed and like all the routine. Sorry, I hit stop for a second. So I'm not doing that all by myself. That's already annoying. That's already just rude. At this point, I'm just thinking that's rude. You don't even give me a heads up you're not going to be home. You don't give me any kind of indication that you might miss bedtime. Like I'm just waiting all day for you to get home and then I find out you're not home. Also, you're 34 years old and you have 2 kids at home and you let yourself get so drunk that you had to pass out. And then I get a text at 11:30 at night. Oh, hey, I'm on my way home. Sorry. Inexcusable. Freaking excusable. That was so unbelievably inconsiderate and rude. I'm pissed off at him and I'm pissed off at the friend he was with because Jesus, you are in your mid-30s. You are too old to be acting like that. So I'm pissed off, right? I'm furious, obviously. So he comes home last night after I had texted him, don't bother, stay at your buddy's house. I don't want you home. He comes home in the morning. He's like, hey, sorry. And I'm like, hey, not good enough. You messed up pretty bad, buddy. Like that was pretty messed up. So anyways, I ream into him as I feel I had every right to because he didn't seem remorseful. He didn't really seem to care. And of course, in true my husband fashion, he then gets mad at me because I'm mad at him. And he cops an attitude with me for being upset with him because he thinks that the words I'm sorry should just instantly erase all of the emotions around that event, which is just not how humans work. Anyways, so then he's like, I gotta go pick up my golf clubs. I left him at his house. I'll pick up lunch on my way back. 2 hours later, he comes back with lunch. And my meal is wrong, and it's something that I cannot and will not eat. And I'm just like, oh, the rage I feel, I have been shaking all day. I'm so mad because I feel so disrespected. So I'm just venting because I don't really have any in real life friends. My social interaction is all online. So I'm just venting, and I don't care who you think was right or wrong. I don't care if you think it's not a big deal. I literally don't care. I'm just venting to get it out. But also, does anybody else feel that intense rage when their food is wrong? Because that tipped me over the edge. I was mad, and now I am like furious. And I know it's not his fault, and I know accidents happen, and the restaurant just put the wrong soup in, but I'm like, oh my God. After waiting 2 hours for a freaking bowl of soup, and then to have it be the wrong soup, and now I feel like it's money wasted, time wasted. Please tell me somebody else is having a day and also gets upset when their soup is wrong.
So let me get this straight. You are on the internet talking crap about your husband. Meanwhile, he's taking you to the Virgin Islands and paying for trips that could cost somewhere around $3,000 to $5,000. Trips which you highly recommend, according to your TikTok. Number one. Number two, the only reason or a reason I could think of a man doing this, and not saying that he's right for not communicating with you, but the only reason I could think of a man doing this is if he never really gets time to himself, which you have said he never really gets time to himself. But what some of you ladies want to do is police. Once again, he should be communicating, but you want to police what a man does, how he has fun. But if that man allows you to go on your girl's trip and you don't call, you don't say nothing, oh man, he took care of the kids, he didn't bother me all night, and it was so relaxing and refreshing, and it's not a red flag for you, I wonder why that is.
Are any other women out there just like exclusively approached by creeps and weirdos?
This video is exactly why a lot of men don't approach women anymore. And it's not a bad video. She did nothing wrong. But it's like I see posts all the time. There's one last week where it's like, oh, why aren't men using discernment to know like when it's a good time to approach a woman? And then I see women say like, why do all men like assume that they be the creepy men? Like she is saying she's exclusively approached by creeps. And common sense just tells us that those creeps that were approaching her didn't all know they were creeps. Like I've known men where he barely knows this woman, goes to her place of employment and then like tries to talk to her. And then like he comes back, he's like, bro, she wasn't feeling me. I'm like, yeah, bro, that's weird. But he had no idea, okay? So it's like, I feel like a lot of men are like, okay, what if there's something that I have no idea that I do that's creepy? So it's easier just to simply not worry about that in the first place. And in this video, she says she would rather not get approached at all than get approached by creeps, which of course makes sense. I feel like it makes sense for some men to be like, okay, let's just not approach women. We got other things. We got social media. We got dating apps. Like I feel like there's some women who have like just a selfish viewpoint of it where it's like, oh, like we're not getting approached. Like, come on, just approach. Like if she thinks you're creepy, she thinks you're creepy. And it's like, no, bro, we don't want to be that guy. Like obviously being like perceived as a creep isn't as bad as getting creeped on, but that's still not something that you want. Like there's no man in this world where they want like some woman to be able to say, oh my gosh, yeah, that guy, he was kind of like creepy and like weird. Like no one wants that. So it makes sense, especially like, you know, seeing all this stuff like this, like, oh man, there are creepy men approaching women, that men don't want to approach anymore. Just to be safe. Like I feel like you should appreciate that. I feel like generally like the general vibe should be like, oh, you know, like rather be safe than sorry. I appreciate that. But no, some of you are trying to get them to do it anyways. And bro, you're setting people up for failure. Because the thing is, some of these men who like aren't approaching because they're afraid of being creepy would be creepy by accident. Again, it's very rare that these men are being creepy intentionally. Like, seriously, like bro, like literally just have empathy for like a good like 15 seconds and you would understand.
I would venture to say that even though you guys are calling them creeps and weirdos, some of them are and some of them aren't. Some of these guys you're just not attracted to. That's number one. Number two, you've told men not to approach. So the guys that you say don't listen have actually listened, including the guys that you wanted, and stepped back. Now what are you going to do?
At this point, I've had several videos go viral of me talking about how well my man treats me, how he's a true provider man, and how well he takes care of me. And usually in the comments, I get a lot of questions from women just, oh, where did you meet this guy? How do I find a guy like this? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to tell you my secret right now, okay? This man had no money when I met him. I was actually making more money than him when we met. But let me tell you how we got here. So when we first met, I clearly outlined what my life goals were, which is to be a stay-at-home mom. And I also did not want to work, but I didn't want to give up my lifestyle. So I needed him to make pretty much both of our incomes combined for us to be comfortable. And he's surpassed that, very much so, but that's what I wanted originally. Even though he wasn't making that much in that moment, I knew he was going to, and these are the things that I was clearly looking for. First thing I looked for is how much drive this man had. And this man was not lazy. He was super motivated. He had clear goals and outlines for his life as well. So I already knew that it's just failure was not going to be an option for him. Number two, which I feel like is what helped him really project into the position that he's in, is charisma. Unfortunately, in today's world, if you're in a people-facing position, if you're a likable person, you're gonna get way further than someone that maybe has way more skill set than you and is not as likable. Like, this man has gone to so many different jobs, and every single time they love him. They literally love him, can't get enough of him. The last thing is effort. So when we were just dating and not officially in a relationship yet, he would come pick me up, drive 45 minutes, take me on nice dates. He was a complete gentleman, and he made sure to make me feel special. And I knew he was gonna keep that up throughout our actual relationship. And he has.
The Wizard Liz is acting like this because she's in a state of just complete shock. Her entire career has been built off of this idea, this notion that she understands men to a T. She's the prize, she's in control, she gets them to do what she wants, and most importantly, she's not one of the women that men deceive. She's not dumb enough for that, to be fooled, to be used. In fact, no man would ever dare to use someone like her because she's a high-value woman. That's why she used her platform to teach us her way, really to spread her knowledge to less informed women that she's kind of above. And then she meets Landon, and she doesn't just meet Landon, she picks Landon. In every sense of the word, like she marries this guy in 8 months, carries his child, and like that, she's cheated on. And it happened so quickly too. It was disorienting for her to experience this, to be treated like a regular woman, the woman that she felt that she knew so much more than. And not only this, but then she's confronted with the fact that she's not the only one. This man did the same exact thing to another woman, and she was treated the exact same way. Like, I think the problem with Liz is that underneath these layers of outspoken feminism, there's a strong core of misogyny. It's just internalized misogyny. She kind of wants to be the chosen one, like the one who stands out, who is better than the rest, and that's why she gets the guy. But the fact that this other girl, I think her name is Anna or something, the fact that she could be treated the same way as some influencer, like that shattered her core. Her sense of self is gone.
I think the Are We Dating the Same Guy Facebook pages are such a good example of having too much of a good thing. These pages are designed to keep women safe, right? From men who do bad things. Keeping them safe is warning them about guys. But where y'all are losing me is sharing 2 to 3 messages with a stranger and then posting him and saying any tea or red flags. Isn't that the point of a first date? Is to get to know this person yourself? And it just feels really disingenuous, and then it's moving from like sharing safety tips to a gossip page. Not to mention the worst post, which is like sneaking a photo of a guy at a bar and then posting it on this page and saying, anyone know this guy? I want to slide into his DMs. Go up to him at the bar. Seek out human connection. Like, we're deliberately detaching ourselves from our own humanity by just wanting to post on this Facebook page.
I feel like men have normalized just like hating women and women being annoying. Like, even with this Elon and Trump thing, they're like, the girls are fighting. It's like, why are the girls fighting? Those are 2 grown men. Those are 2 grown men fighting. But women are the emotional ones. Yeah, because we have empathy. Maybe men should try it out.
Wow, come on, guys. This is really, really stupid. For us men to come out here and say something like this, I'm truly disappointed. How can we continue to say that we want women, we love women, and then we go out here and say something so dumb? Like, I just don't get it. It's just weird behavior, and I'm really starting to see why women don't want to be bothered with men. Wow, this is so immature on so many levels.
Any quick reaction on what's going on with Elon Musk and President Trump on Twitter right now?
Oh man, the girls are fighting, aren't they?
Oh, that's funny. That doesn't look like a man. It looks like a woman that said that. Huh. It's interesting. I guess I have to apologize. Take everything that I said back, because it was a woman that said it in the first place. And y'all still blaming men for stuff that women be doing.
Can I just speak on something which I feel like I'm very much gonna get a whole lot of hate for, but at the end of the day, I never gave a fuck. I feel like this whole, the gender roles are switching, where women are becoming more masculine, men are becoming a lot more feminine, men are the new, is just stupid as to look at, even though it is true to a sense. But I mainly want to speak on the male part, because, you know, everyone wants to talk about, and just a few days ago, or maybe it was just yesterday, I don't know, it was like Men's Mental Health Awareness Day or whatever the fuck. You know, we want to start normalizing, allowing men to be expressive and talk about their feelings, because just the amount of men that are unaliving themselves is just multiplying more and more every year. And I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand with the whole, like, rule swapping where everyone's just like, oh my god, men are the new now because they're so emotional, this. When women are vulnerable and they speak on their emotions, I look so highly at these women. Like, express yourself, because that's the best thing a human can do, is talk about their emotions. That is healing. That is being self-aware with things. So why is it a big move when men do it? Total rules swapping, we shouldn't look at it as a negative thing. It's something we need, because we're always talking about, oh my god, men are so heartless, men ain't when us women shade these men for doing it. Like, it's like, what the fuck? Why is it making them, now these men every year are just offing themselves, or they're getting a lot more aggressive? Maybe if we were more accepting to this, maybe it'd be a safer place for us women when men have that safe place to be emotional and talk about you know, what's going on inside. Just seeing how things are today, it's just like, that doesn't make sense. You know, if you want to play both roles on like, oh my god, men should, you know, speak on their emotions, or men are the new, make it make sense. Like, you know, and I think we should be okay with men being the new.
You know, some of these women are going to have to learn that it's just as much your responsibility to protect and validate a man's feelings like you want him to do for you.
I'm thinking about making a move on my gym crush. But the thing is, I don't know what to say. You can't just go up and say hi, because then what do you say after that? Like, hi? That's weird. And I just feel like it'd also be weird if I'm like, you look so strong. Like, I don't know what to go up and say. Okay, I don't know how to strike up a conversation. So here is my master plan. But if it's bad, let me know and I won't do it. I go up to him and say, hey, this girl wanted me to ask if you're single or if you're in a relationship or anything, because she is interested, but she doesn't want to like overstep. He'll either answer, yes, I'm in a relationship, and I'll be like, okay, that's cool, I'll let her know. He says, no, I'm single. I'll be like, okay, would you be interested in like talking to her, getting to know her? Like, are you open to anything right now? And if he says yes, I'll be like, okay, so I'll give you two options. One, I give you her number, you text her, or two, I'll take your number, I'll have her text you. I'm her. Say he goes for option one. I give him her number. And then I'm like, oh, you should probably have her name. So I tell him my name. And I'm like, yep, well, you should really text her. She is super cool and pretty and chill and funny. I really think you guys would hit it off. Like, definitely text her. You should probably text her right now. And then he'll be like, you know what? I will. Thank you so much. You're such a wing woman. Can I get your name? Can I thank you? And I'll be like, I'll say my name, and he'll be like, wait a second. Wait a second. Should I do it? Should I not? If not, how should I approach this man? What should I say? Because I don't want to creep him out. I could pretend I don't know how to use a machine and be like, hey, do you know how to use this? And it's like, bench press. I don't know.
Not to say that men don't appreciate wit and humor and all of those things, but it's really not that complicated with men. You can just say, hey, my name is, and have a conversation.
These men don't be lame when y'all are with them. These men don't be bad dads and horrible boyfriends and husbands, and he never bought me anything. I was the one paying all the bills. That's not what y'all be saying when y'all are in relationship with these men. But the moment that these men leave because they're tired of your mistreatment, they're tired of your poor character, your cheating, whatever it is that these women be doing to these men, the moment that these men leave, then y'all want to assassinate these men's character. Now all of a sudden his little. Now all of a sudden he never treated you well. He was verbally abusive. He didn't pay no bills. Watching Remy Ma and Papoose go through this public divorce is really sad, because we thought they were the epitome of black love, right? But what's happening right now is what happens in a lot of relationships. Everything is great until you don't get your way. Everything is great until you think that the grass is greener on the other side. And then you get over there and you realize that grass was sod and it was fake. I think that's what's happening. I think Remy Ma thought that she was going to be able to have an amazing life wherever she had been canoodling at. And when she got over there and realized, this ain't what I thought it was, you tried to slide back over there to Papoose. And Papoose said, no, Ma, I'm happy. I done moved on. You had multiple chances. I'm done. And because she can't accept accountability for losing a good man, now she has to paint this man like he wasn't a good man. I believe Papoose. And when I hear a lot of women assassinate the character of the man that just a few months ago they were madly in love with, I fully believe that you did something and now you are regretting your decisions. So instead of you just being like, yeah, I messed that up, you got to make yourself the victim. When we gonna stop that?
He's just short. I mean, you look handsome. For 88, yes. Just not my type. Well, I like men about 6'3", 6...
The elder dacity. 6'3". How about him being alive? You got one foot in the grave. You about to choose yourself into the cemetery. You about to wait yourself into the grave, into an urn.
In your 80s. How is this happening? How was this happening in your 80s?
I had this moment at the skate rink that completely made me understand men and dating. Well, not completely, but one aspect. I was going into the skate rink. There was a man who was far ahead of me, and he saw me rushing, walking through the parking lot. And he stopped, waits a while for me to come across the parking lot, holds the door open for me. And so he let me cut in line ahead of him in line. I decided, you know what? I'm going to do one of these pay it forward moments. I'm going to pay his way in. And he's like, oh, he hadn't spoke, nothing. Like, finally says thank you and gives me some weird, just go our separate ways, right? Then, after a few minutes, I notice him again, and he's, sitting with some other girl, and he's skating with her. I'm like, damn, I just spent $12 of my hard-earned money for his ass to get into the rink. I need some reciprocation. I was like, I need $12 of something. I don't know what it was. All of a sudden, I'm like, we go together. I felt insulted that I paid $12, and he was skating and having fun with somebody else. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds absolutely crazy. Oh my God, that's how men feel every time they take us on dates and spend their money. Oh my God, I am not accepting any more free meals from men. I totally got it. And then now I be seeing him and they be acting like he don't know me. Fool, you know I spent $12 on you. You know who you are.
I appreciate that. At some point in time, the lights gotta click.
Every baddie I know is literally single right now. Everybody I know is single right now. Put that in there. If you're feeling weird about it, it's hot girl summer. That's why you're single.
Gonna be the same women in 10 years wanting a man to settle down with them.
I remember being 15 years old and I asked my grandma, did grandpa ever cheat on you? Now, backstory. My grandfather was the very first black weather technician master chief in the Navy. Also, my grandmother had 11, 12 kids. In between each child that she birthed, she had a miscarriage. So she had been pregnant 22, 23, 24 times, somewhere in there. All right, back to the present. I said, Grandma, did he ever cheat on you? She said, of course he did. My mouth hit the floor. Because why are we still with him? I said, Grandma, why didn't you leave him? She said, not young. That man put all of my children through private school and I was never on any public assistance. She said the women used to call the house all the time and would be like, Helen, when you gonna leave? And she said, leave, why? So you can have him?
Dude in the comments, that's not funny. This is not funny. A dude in the comments said, you should have asked Grandma, did she cheat? And a dude responded. This is not funny. All right. Them wasn't miscarriages. Those weren't miscarriages. You should have asked your grandmother, did she cheat? And the dude responded, those weren't miscarriages. Golly.
My brother has been married for 15 years. Prior to that, he was in a 7-year marriage, and he and his wife then had 5 children, 1 girl and 4 boys. 7 years into their marriage, there was a tragic accident and she passed away. My brother became a widower. That's a tongue twister. But yeah, and then he met my new sister-in-law. My new sister-in-law is thebomb.com. I'm telling you, my niece and my nephews could not ask for a better bonus mother, okay? Like, she came in, she cooked, she cleaned, she buy things, like, she got money, you know what I'm saying? Like, he did well. The Lord did well for him after the passing of my first sister-in-law. Anyway, so they decided that they were going to go on a mission trip for their church, right? Because their church be sending people to Africa and Egypt and all sorts of places, you know, just to do mission work. So they signed up to go. Of course, you had to go get all this blood work done and all types of things. So my brother goes, you know, he gets his blood work done, comes back, you know what they say, no call, no worry, right? You don't get no call, your results is all right? Okay, so then my sister-in-law get a call and they're like, you need to go see your primary care. And so, you know, they wouldn't give her no information over the phone, whatever. So she and my brother went up there and the primary care is looking at them. So in my mind, when they're telling me this story, I'm like, this is pregnant. Okay, and she too old to be pregnant at this point. No, so what happened was the doctor told my brother that his wife was a man.
Dang, some of these ladies, man, some of these men are trifling.
Please tell me why guys are like this. I went on a date for the first time in like probably 4 months. There was a guy I met on the app. I'm new to Denver. He was so wholesome. We literally did not stop talking the entire night. We have a ton of in common. I was like, this was actually so nice. He walked me to my car, said he had a great night, had a little makeout sesh, was a little bit too much, but fine. And then he goes, so what are you doing the rest of the night?
This is what's funny to me. Some of these women are like, oh, I'm not that type of woman. How dare he ask me to come back to the house? What type of woman are you? Let's find out, shall we? A woman in the comments asked her a question. She said, skip the men, come do pole or do aerial with vibing girlfriend. So basically, do you want to come do pole dancing and aerial dancing with us? What did she reply? Say when, with an exclamation point, emphatically. Say when. I'm there. I'm there. And you're not the type of woman, but you're pole dancing.
Men, why are you so dramatic and emotional? Oh.
Growing up, my dad was my hero. Everything I needed him to be, he was there for me. He showed up for me from the time of my infancy up until I reached puberty. I never understood or knew until I was older that he was a struggling alcoholic. He had a lot of problems, and as I came to my own senses, I started seeing a lot of his problems. I saw his mental health and how it affected him. It made me not want to be around him. He further isolated himself from everyone around him. He became a shell of a man. He died 2 years ago in assisted living, and in spite of me trying to build a bridge with him, trying to create some kind of relationship later on, showing him like with action after he apologized, I did forgive him. The relationship wasn't there. The day he died, my grief overwhelmed me. And that wasn't because of the relationship I had with him. It was because I was mourning the man he didn't get to be. And the society he grew up in was one that stigmatized men's mental health. What are you doing? Why are you so emotional? Sound familiar? Why are you being so dramatic? That's what men grew up with. Like, you have no room to feel anything. You have no room to talk about your feelings. None. I think that we as women today are overcompensating for how silenced and ignored we felt, and how we finally feel like we have a voice to talk about mental health. I was in outpatient treatment for extreme postpartum. Both of my kids have ADHD. I have ADHD, and my oldest son is on the spectrum. For the number of years I've been in therapy, I might as well get my degree because it is such a passion of mine. I will forever advocate for mental health for everyone, not only for my generation, but for generations to come, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. I've done extensive research on Gen Z mental health. We usually talk and use language about breaking cycles and no longer being in the position that our ancestors were in. But the way that I see this response on here, it saddens me, it disheartens me This should be a slow down moment. Why don't I care about men's mental health? What is it about men's mental health that triggers me so much? Yes, there are men who go on this app or on YouTube or wherever they go with a microphone bashing women. Can I tell you, friends, that those are the minority? That there are men who genuinely care and who genuinely want to stick up for women, but are told again and again by society that they don't matter, their voice doesn't matter. We're trying to overcompensate for how women have been treated over the years to an extreme swing of the pendulum that's not in the right direction. I think that if we want to break ground on doing better, it takes self-reflection, asking hard questions on the why, having the humility to learn, to understand, and to grow. I have men in my life that I love with all my heart. I love my husband. I love my son so much. And I hope that we're setting an example of what it means to be honest and talk about our feelings, to be transparent when things are hard. My hope is that we don't have to continue in this way. So, do we want to break cycles or do we want to repeat the same mistakes? And I hope that we don't fall into the category of the latter.
Kevin Samuel said it. They sit at the finish line and wait to pick the winners as they deem it, but wonder why men don't protect them. Not everybody can be quote unquote winners. You got a lot of men in there that were really good. Oh, you must not be good because you're not a winner. No, he was just better than me that day. He was just doing more that day. That doesn't mean I'm not good. Maybe I had a bad day. But y'all, we want the winner. So all y'all flock to the winner and you lead a guy in second place, third place. It could be a marathon of 200 men. And y'all are either picking the men that are 190 and down or the men that are 10 and up. There's no in between. That's what men keep on saying. There's the average man. There's a man that falls in between the super losers and the ultra winners. Those are men that you can build your life with. But y'all keep on going for one of the two and wondering why it's not working out.